Hi, this is Matt, and today we're talking about the Lord is reaching out and calling to each one of us right now and today. This is 2 Nephi chapter 8. The prophet Jacob continues to quote the words of the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah is speaking for the Lord and is addressing his words specifically to all the descendants of Abraham. But since almost none of us can trace our genealogy back to Abraham, and because God, through Abraham, has promised a blessing for every family on the face of the world, he's speaking to all of us, every one of us, right now, even if we don't think that we have any relation to Abraham or any Israelite in general, he's talking to all of us right now. So let's look at what God says. We'll summarize some of these things a little bit better next time. But today let's just look at what he's saying to each of us, and we'll go from there. So verse 9 is kind of a wake-up call addressed to the Lord, essentially. It says, "Awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord, awake as in ancient days." And I read that to say that, we know anciently there were many miracles, there was mighty power, we know there was strength in the arm of the Lord anciently, and we missed that. We've strayed from God, we've missed out on the power, we want that back. Verses 17 and 18 are addressed to Jerusalem specifically, and says, "Awake, awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which hast drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling wrung out, and none to guide her among all the sons she hath brought forth, neither that taketh her by the hand of all the sons she hath brought up." In other words, Jerusalem, you've suffered a lot. You rejected your God, you've been punished, you've been through tribulation. It's time to move beyond that now. And of all the prophets, of all the great men that you had anciently, none of them are there, and that needs to change. And the beautiful thing is that it is changing right now. In verses 22 through 25, the Lord talks about how He is changing that. "Thus saith thy Lord, the Lord and thy God pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thy hand the cup of trembling, the dregs of the cup of my fury. Thou shalt no more drink it again. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, who have said to thy soul, Bow down, that we may go over. And thou hast laid thy body as the ground, and as the street to them that went over. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion, put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city, for henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise, sit down, O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion." So, again, a wake-up call to Jerusalem, but the Lord is saying, yes, I was angry, yes, you've been punished, yes, we've had our struggles, but it's time to return, time to come back. Some of the questions that arise, what is God going to do to kind of make this all happen? How is He going to bring this about, and how can we kind of see that happen? Well, next time we will look at that. We'll look at some of the things the Lord is doing to bring not just Jerusalem, but all of the house of Israel, and really all the world, to Him. And anyway, until next time, happy reading.